Alex Lebouti. Welcome, man.
What's up, dude?
What's up? I just realized the microphone.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I was wondering what that.
Right.
I was like, are they that good?
Did the sound transmit into? Do you want me to do that again, or are we good? We're good. Okay.
We're good.
Yeah, that's how we do things on this show. We put the microphone a mile away.
Right. I figured it was like an alpha thing. You were like,
Yeah.
fuck the microphone.
Exactly. The thing is, when you're big like me, the sound travels. That's
You're powerful, you know.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Well, welcome, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. This is a cool space.
You know why you're here?
Oh God.
It's not just because you're a funny comic. It's because you're half Jewish.
I'm half Jewish, baby.
Yeah,
I got that.
Go.
I got that Jew blood in me.
There we go.
From the mama.
This is the only place where you can like be proud of that now. Where it's like everywhere else, you're like, no, I'm Italian. No.
I'm like, that door's locked, right? Okay.
I feel like every other time, now you have to like be like, I'm not the other. I'm the half that I'm not. That's not Jewish.
Yeah.
To kind of hide from the fact that.
Yeah.
Unless you want a job in showbiz, then you're like, I'm Jewish.
Then you're like, what up?
Right.
Shalom.
You didn't grow up with that. Did you grow up with any like Jewish culture or?
So, kind of.
Let's hear it.
So I always joke around with people that Judaism's funny because it is like, it's in your blood. Like if it's in your blood, so it's like, yes, sure. Yes, I'm Jewish. But sometimes I feel guilty saying I'm Jewish or I'm half Jewish because I didn't really grow up. I grew up conveniently Jewish.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
No.
I would like get a gift during Hanukkah, like a little, like during the week of Hanukkah, I'd get like a little something.
That's how all Hanukkah gifts are. It's a little cheap.
Yeah, it's a little something.
That's how us Jews do it. We're like, hey, we're going to give you a cheap tchotchke because this isn't Christmas. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, they're like, shut up. They're like, Christmas, we take you out to eat. So this is,
right. Okay.
But we didn't, like, I've never, I'm half Jewish and half Catholic. I have an Italian dad.
Okay.
I've never like had a bar mitzvah. I've never had a confirmation. I am circumcised.
All right, good.
So that's good. Yeah. I'm not crazy.
Because if not, we brought scissors. We're going to take care of that right now.
We'll do it live. Let's do it.
Yeah. This is another reason why you're here. Yeah.
Just to check. You bring everyone into check.
We're giving you the bris. Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I didn't really grow up Jewish. Like we would do things. We would have like Passover. We would celebrate like Passover dinner, and we would like my grandpa and everyone on my mom's side, like her dad and stuff, would teach us about like the dreidel and play dreidel and stuff. But like we didn't do all the depressing parts of it. Like we only did the good parts of it. So it was like an hour long.
Right.
And then we would just move on.
Which side is funnier in your family? Is it the Jewish side or the Italian side?
Jewish side, purposefully.
Okay.
Italian side, just
right. That's what I was thinking. Because Italians will be like, I'm gonna take care of this guy, and you're like, oh, that's either really bad or really hilarious.
Yeah.
Like either I'm dead or it's a joke. I don't know.
They like my dad's side of the family always will say things, and you're like,
right.
Oh, that's not.
That's serious. Okay.
It's so funny because like my dad's family is like aggressively Italian.
Yeah.
Like they are Italians from Long Island and from like upstate New York or from Boston. Yeah. So it's like all of like we. And they grew up before the internet, obviously before all this. Like my dad had uncles that. My dad had an uncle Mario that had another family.
Mario.
Like literally, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, but that's not like his name. He's like, what's up? I'm Mario. And everyone else is like, okay, I'm Luigi. Nice to meet you.
The equivalent would be like a Jewish stereotype, like, what's your Uncle Chaim?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
It's like, no, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's my Uncle Moisha. He had his Uncle Mario had two families.
Okay.
Both on the island, just like an hour apart. Like you could just get away with that. Like, but it's like he wasn't being funny. He was just like, whoa. And then like they found out about it, and he was like, so what?
Yeah,
and it's like, what? That's hilarious.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder what the attraction is between Italians and Jews, because on Long Island it's very common. Like you do have some like Irish Jewish mixes. I had a couple of friends who were half Irish, half Jewish.
Right.
It's a bit, there's a lot of that in my family, obviously, but then like. It's a big portion of those that are just Italian Jewish. The pizza bagel.
Yeah, pizza bagel.
And is it just because we both have annoying grandparents, or is it like?
I was gonna say I think it's because overbearing mother.
Yeah.
emphasis on family, emphasis on community. You know what I mean? Like there was a running joke in my family growing up where every time I would tell my dad, like if I told my dad like I have a girlfriend or something, he would immediately he'd just go, "What do you mean she's not Italian?" Like, and I'm like, that's what a Jewish mom would also do, right? Like
not Jewish?
Yeah. What do you mean? Or like example too, my dad would always my dad would no joke, like he'd be like, my friend, whatever, he's got a very, very nice Italian daughter. That you get. It's like, oh my God.
Well, I read something funny where it's like one of like, I think it was like John Gotti's grandkid, I don't know, something like that. Maybe kid or grandkid married a Jewish woman and they're like Jewish kids. And like the mob said like, yeah, we changed the rules that if you're half Jewish, you can become, as long as like one part is Sicilian. I'm just imagining like a very Jewy, like, but like mobster.
Just the two of them
like,
trying to convert. You got
blood on my pants. Oh no.
Oh, not again. I just imagine like Christopher Moltisanti trying to explain Jewish people to Tony Soprano.
Yeah, right.
He's like, Don, they're called Jews. Yeah. They're like us, not as loud, maybe just as loud. I don't know.
They're cheap.
They're cheap. Yeah. Tone, they'd be great for budget.
Yeah. Cole Hesh, he knows.
Yeah, Cole Hesh.
Yeah, no, it's funny though because Jews really like they loved working with the mob. We actually had a Jew. One of our first guests was like this Jewish mob guy. He wasn't in the mafia, but like mafia adjacent. Like he worked with them.
Mafia adjacent, which is everyone on Long Island.
Right. I know some. I'm connected. Yeah. It's like I know some. He lived in my block.
Yeah. I worked at a restaurant and he came in one time.
Yeah,
so
he said, "What's up, fella?" But he was a mob guy, connected, whatever, Jewish. But a lot of the guys who were Jewish weren't the muscle; they were like the business guys, except for like Meyer Lansky, who was like a thug. Like he would kill you.
The only Jewish thug to ever live.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I think it was him and Bugsy Siegel. Like those are the two guys who would like get down and dirty.
Yeah, it's like, hey, don't make me sick my Jews on you. It's like, wait, what?
Right.
And then they just come in the room like, oh no.
Well, it's actually great because think about it, if you're gonna get like a Jewish hitman, if you're like the guy getting hit, you're like, oh, this doesn't give me nothing. Like I got this guy. I could take him on. And then like he kicks your ass, you're like, oh, okay. It's great. It kind of like chills
Jewish hitman is very disarming.
Yeah.
It's very
right. It's it just comes in very nebbishy, like, oh, don't worry.
Don't worry, let me just
yeah, right.
And then you just I don't know, what would a Jewish hitman use as a weapon?
I don't know, just to wear you down by being annoying.
I imagine he has like a Star of David, like throwing stars of David.
The throwing stars of David.
And it like pins on the wall.
Right, no, he just sits you down and talks about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict for 5 hours. And you're like
okay.
I'm going to blow my own brains out, Which is what I feel like is going on. Like online now, I feel like the fatigue, I don't know if you're getting it, but like, it's kind of like reminds me of COVID. COVID happened, and everyone's like has a hot take on COVID.
Yeah.
And some I agree with, some I didn't. Whatever, doesn't even matter. Like it just got so to the point where I'm like, I didn't want to hear anything about COVID anymore, and we all moved on.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting to a turning point, not because like wars are ending or whatever, but I think people are just like, I don't want to. Like, how long can we debate this fucking conflict to the point where it's like, does anybody in America really give a shit about this?
No.
I feel like we're pretending to care, and like we got very like, I think. We pushed enough buttons online. We got people offended on all sides. Everyone's all, and now I think people just don't get, like the numbers, even like on X, are not what they were. No. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing.
Let's make something clear.
All right.
Americans never cared about Ukraine, okay?
right.
Which happened well before, for example, October 7th. And by the way, nobody cared about what was happening there before for years.
Well, that was like the tester. That was like the phase one.
Yeah.
We're like, let's test out to see how outraged we can get about another country.
Yeah. And I'm talking about the whole situation, by the way, not even just like, but it's like no one cared. No one. Right. And it's like no one, it reminds me, so I live in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
There's a guy on my block who I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Okay.
But he has a poster in his window and it just says, abolish all nuclear weapons now, like with an underline and like a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you think we didn't think of that already? Like, do you did he put that up thinking people would walk by and go like, oh, of course.
Yeah, I never thought.
Let's just not have. And it's like, dude, we're like. I feel like when people check out is when it devolves to that. When it's just like everyone should should do this or something. And it's like, well, yeah, dude, I agree too, but that's not Like we have to talk about stuff. We can't just be like, no, and that's it.
Right.
And then it's just like,
well, it's
like a cop out. It's like a cop out. It's like abolish all nuclear weapons. Like I would love to do that too.
Right.
But
was there anything between that and like
right? And like there's nothing, and it's like people do that, and then they're like, well, now I can move on to the next thing, and it's like, and that's what happens. People just don't give a shit about stuff
for sure. Well, we pretend like we can figure it out. Like we have like everyone has this like a hot take, which is by the way it's only 3 hot takes regurgitated 1,000 times.
Yeah,
I've only heard 3 or 4 interesting arguments about Israel-Palestine where I'm like, okay,
yeah.
Everything else is regurgitation. Like everything, I'm like, you didn't. Tucker said that. Like you didn't say that. Like I see the same thing. It's like or whatever. Like the equivalent on each side. Like I've heard this shit, and it's like people are gonna fall where they fall. I don't think like we're agreeing to disagree. I think people are just getting amped up about stuff that no one has control over. And I think really cool movies are coming out. So like I think it's about time we just move on to the movies that are just like I just think like they're just.
Guys, The Odyssey. Right, the Odyssey.
Well, I love that too. I love like people like in the same post are like Palestine, Israel, and they're like, oh, The Odyssey's out.
Yeah, dude. And someone gets a viral tweet off about like some sort of like catastrophe or human interest story, and then the thing below it is like, do you want a vibrator? Use code. Blah, blah. And it's like, dude, you can't. I think you know what it is. I think people.
Blue Chew. I love if they want to be a sponsor, they can be, but they're not a sponsor currently. But it is funny how like in the middle of like all these podcasts about like politics, it's just like it's so heated, and they're like Blue Chew. It's like, oh, is this what we're doing? Okay.
And you know what I don't understand? Can they pick where the ad goes in? Like, can't you to some degree pick?
Yeah, well, I think if you,
I guess if you're in the middle of it, you got like, we got to talk about dicks real quick.
Right. You're like, hang on a second. We'll resolve this conflict in a moment. But in the meantime,
which honestly, that adds some brevity. That's probably because that gives them a moment to stop, and they're like, all right, let's both take our phones out and Google some more. I got to watch a video real quick to figure out what the fuck to say. Right. But I think, you know what it is? Like, I'm coming to terms with the fact that most things in life, like I used to be like most people where you were like, things happen because like people are mean or like there's people in a room and they're like, and then we'll raise the prices. And then you get older and you realize like, you know, unfortunately, it's actually even worse than that. It's that things just are how they are because that's just how they shook out.
Like
it just like is what it is. Like,
so you're
like,
also getting close to 40. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm getting ready to adopt a dog. But you know what I mean? And I don't mean that as a cop out. No. I mean that you start to realize you're like, this shit is bigger than me, and it's been going on.
But here's the thing. So I turned 40 in October, and so the thing about it is when you start getting to a certain age, then the people running things are closer to your age. You realize that they're not that different than you. So and that's a scary thought, but also it's kind of like a humbling thing because you realize like a lot of these conspiracies, you're like, how would I keep that secret? Like I wouldn't. So I'm like, as cool as it is to think about all that stuff, and I'm not saying everyone's honest, fuck no. But what I am saying is that most people can't keep their fucking mouth shut. So the things that aren't honest usually come out in the wash anyway.
Right, at some point.
And every pie in the sky conspiracy, I'm like, well, how is some guy who's like 90 now gonna not be like in a nursing home be like, yeah, I set up the whole JFK thing. Like what is he worried about?
I would want to so bad. if the person who organized the JFK shooting died without ever saying it,
right.
That's what a waste.
Right. Well, I just think like the guy, if you're gonna die tomorrow, you're just not gonna be like, all right, let me tell you some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, like you're not gonna want to pull over. You're like, grandson, come here. You're like, you want to hear some crazy shit?
I would, and that's what I'm saying. Is like I know how I would handle that. So why is that guy any different? Like, what is he nervous about? He's got death anyway.
I know because it comes down to like I understand if something doesn't happen in the moment, right? Because you can pay someone a lot of money, or you can threaten to kill them,
right?
Which both would work, like to keep a secret,
right?
But then it's like, I don't know. I mean, or I don't know. Maybe they keep tabs on him and they're like, he's getting close. Kill him.
Maybe. I just feel like, listen, like going back to the mob, they're the best well-oiled machine of like keeping things, on the DL.
Yeah.
They were at least for a long time. And even they couldn't keep it a secret.
They couldn't keep it a secret.
They had hidden rooms, secret meat, everything they claim the Jews do. Like I feel like, how did Italians get out of all this stereotyping when like, they were doing it. Like,
I guess pasta and pizza, right?
Well, I guess it's fear too. It's like
fear.
They know that Jews aren't going to kick their head in, but like if you call Italians on doing that, they're like, you're done, you know?
Yeah.
So
who's there? It's Itchy. What?
Right. But I was saying but the thing about it is, so that was the best kept secret, and even they couldn't keep it a secret. Now you got people like mobsters. Like my favorite is Michael Francis. You ever see him? It's like I love it. He's like, yeah,
is he like a podcast gangster
great.
now?
It's great. And like and John Gotti's like underboss is like now has a podcast, and he's like, yeah, I killed this guy. I shot him in the, like they're bragging about shooting people. Like it's my point is like everything that is comes out in the wash, and we still haven't heard about like the guy who set up JFK, and no one has the conclusive evidence. And here's the thing, and this is going to give me a lot of shit. People can whatever. I think this fucking guy Oswald just took a gun and he's like, "Oh, the top is open. All right," and just shot him. By the way, how could it be the guy had a fucking convertible car. They weren't used to this stuff.
Drop top,
right? Like I'd be more like, all right, well, they had a specific mechanism where the roof flew off, and no, it was like his fucking hair was waving in the wind. There was a target on his head, and the guy's like, "I think I get a shot on the president. I'm a mental patient."
Really? So you don't think it was the mob? You don't think it was any? I think it was something crazy. Really? But I also just love conspiracy theories.
Well, I think
so. That I wonder if half the time I'm like, is this something that has legs, or am I a human being and I can find meaning in anything? And then I can go like, well, so that means that he did this with that. And like, but I mean, I love Jolly West. I love all those conspiracies. I'm in that.
See, the thing is, I was a huge believer in conspiracy. I still am to a degree. I have like one toe in there.
But you turn 40 and then you start to,
I just think like the more I see in life, the more I'm like, I think we just die and nothing means anything. and I think that goes for conspiracies. I'm just like, I think everything is horseshit. I think like to a degree of like, yes, I do think there's people doing naughty things that are corrupt, but I think we'll eventually know about it, or we know about it.
No, I know what you mean. It's like this. It's like in actuality.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot more boring than we want it to. We're probably all of the elite and world leaders probably read our conspiracy theories and go like, "Dude, I fucking wish I was a fucking lizard." Like, what? It's fucking sick.
That's smart.
It's like, yeah. Like, that does make sense.
Right.
But what is more realistic is that there's no conspiracy, like we said earlier. There's no one in a room going like, and then we're gonna make sure Jordan can't pay his rent. Like, what's probably happening is that people who run stuff.
I'm just bad with money and I can't pay my rent.
Yeah. That's
the reality.
No, but what's probably happening is people who run stuff are friends with people who also run stuff. So why wouldn't they enrich each other? It just same as we would do that. As I go, now you come on my podcast next, right? It's listen, world leaders are just having each other on their own proverbial podcast. Well, that's what's happening.
My favorite thing in the past 2 years was listening to every single Jewish conspiracy, because like I grew up pretty religious. So like I was like in the belly of the beast in Long Island. I had a lot of Orthodox Jews in my family. Yeah. So it's like, surely I would be like privy to some of this like conspiracy stuff. Like I would hear about this stuff. And I think a lot of the things they call conspiracy is just like communities looking out for each other. It's like, oh, the way they treat each other is better than the way they treat others. It's like, yeah. It's like, that's what every community pretty much does. Like
that's why Italians get along with Jews.
100%. You care about the people in your neighborhood who are kind of like you, and then everyone else, maybe. And then maybe. But like, I don't think that's uniquely. I don't think.
No, it's not. It's not.
I mean, listen. You look at the Koreans who like they talk the same way. We had like a couple of one of our sponsors that they're actually awesome. They have a peptide company, Korean, and like they were basically like we were like riffing, and we're like, wait a minute, we feel like we're Jewish because like it's how they grew up is very similar. It's like very insulated. Education is very important, and the way like maybe they speak about outsider. I think that's not a unique thing to Jews.
No,
I just think we're very easy to hate because we're so annoying now.
Yeah. Well, just the voices are bad. God. No, but that's anyone though. Like that's anyone is gonna want to. Like I live in a part of Brooklyn that has a lot of Italian people in it.
Yeah.
And they have still Italian American clubs.
Yeah.
Where.
Right.
But where Italians would come over and get a job. But what I'm saying is, but now you can't leave.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you see stuff like that, now in hindsight, you can laugh and be like, oh, that's so funny, whatever. But you're like, that was genuinely set up to just be like, hey man, this is crazy. And you just took a boat over here, but we're from the same place. So you got me, I can help you.
Right.
And it's like, that's what everyone would do, right?
Right.
It's not weird to want to do that.
Yeah, and that's where like I don't think the conspiracies don't offend me more. I'm just scratching my head like I don't know, man. Like you were saying just before, it's not like we're getting into a room and we're like we're gonna control the finance. It's like no, we're just good at it. Like we just we're good at certain things. I think like show business, like. There are just things that we're like, oh, it's a stereotype. No, but we are good at certain things, and I don't know, like, why do most Koreans own like dry cleaners? Like, it's just like
careful, no,
no, but I'm not saying they all do. But I'm saying like,
no, I know.
No, but there are just things that people just for whatever reason,
people are good at certain things, and cultures are good at certain things. For example, Jewish people are really one of the few cultures that are funny at complaining.
Yeah, right.
You know, most other cultures are very depressing when they complain because you're like, oh God. Yeah. But a Jew complaining is like, he's like, my sinuses, right? Like that's the go-to one. And it's like, that's like, oh, you.
Right.
So look at him with his bagel or whatever, you know?
Yeah. It has been fun though. I think also like joining up with Aaron, like to like get as jacked as possible. Cause like, when you're jacked, people just immediately don't believe you're Jewish.
No, that is the last thing on the list when someone's jacked.
Right. And then like I started wearing like the Jewish star, mostly to piss people off. But like you get a lot of like, I want to say something, but I can't. Like there's like look like I want to like I would say. And then I also get like the stealth Jews that give me like the nod, like
stealth Jew. Just some other jacked guys like.
Well, it's funny. So before wearing this, I would walk down in Chelsea and I would just get a lot of gay men just like give me that wink. Yeah. Now I get a lot of like undercover like Jews like
undercover.
I like your necklace, you know?
Yeah.
Nice. You know, right. Nice. So, you know, there's that where it's like, yeah, I'm in that club, yeah. Having said that, since wearing this, I haven't gotten any better job offers. I haven't got paid $7,000.
Are you charging it at night?
No, I mean maybe
connected to the internet. Maybe it has.
I got to check my lineage. Maybe I'm not really Jewish. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, did your Jew card?
Yeah, I got to my Jew card. Maybe I didn't renew it or something. I don't know.
Didn't renew it. Yeah, dude. I don't think anyone runs any specific. If Jews do run things, please reach out. Because I would love some assistance. Yeah, right. Please reach out, please. Right. They have not reached out to me. I don't know if I would be a good ambassador, though.
No, why? Why is that? I think you're a good ambassador.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm a little too Italian.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think I'm too much of a brute.
Well, you know, we need that. You know.
True.
I mean, not in Israel. We have enough of that.
But here in America, you know, they have you and Aaron. That's it.
Right.
You know, I don't have the jacked body, but I have the jacked voice box. I have the jacked voice box.
If I pumped you up with steroids, I'd be very concerned. Like people say, like steroids give you roid rage. I'm like, no, because I was always a calm person.
Yeah.
But like, I would be very nervous. Like I said, I don't know you too well, but like from what you're telling me, if we pumped you up with like all the steroids, like you'd be throwing cars at people. Like I would be.
That would be interesting to see. Like I've never had. Okay, so you offered me coffee earlier outside.
Yes.
I've never had coffee in my life.
Really?
Never had it. Never drank coffee before. And now I'm just holding off like for the sake of the bit. Like I have to, you know what I mean? Like I want to be on my deathbed and be like, come here.
Now what about crystal meth? How about that?
Crystal, angel dust. Yeah,
like
crack, cocaine.
Healthy though, so I don't have coffee.
No, right. I wouldn't dare with yellow my teeth. But the crack pipe is fine.
Do you get anxiety? Like what's the deal? Like, or you just
I just never drank it.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know the side effects.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I mean, well, I shouldn't say. I mean, I drink caffeine. Like I'll drink like soda or like
alcohol
or Coke or something. Yeah, I'll drink alcohol.
Like we had drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had drinks before. But I will. I don't know why I never had coffee. I just like never did.
Yeah.
And then when I was like 16, 17 years old and you could like drive to school and like you would like go to Wawa before. I'm from Pennsylvania. Okay. And you'd like, you know, and you like pick up coffee and stuff. And I just wouldn't. I loved how it smelled.
Right.
I would love just going into like any like 7-Eleven Wawa in the morning and just like, you're like,
It just smells like morning. Like I feel like I don't know.
It smells like morning.
I can't get up and not have the first thing before anyone talks to me.
Yeah.
Is I need a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Like I want to punch someone without a cup of coffee.
See, I just feel like
so you just roll out of bed with nothing.
Yeah, I just open my eyes and I'm like, let's fucking go. Wow. I don't need a drug. I'm not a drug addict. I don't need a drug to get me going.
No, you seem to have a lot of energy naturally, which is good. That's called being under 40, you know?
Yeah. You're like, call me later when you.
A few years, you're like, you just wake up and you just scream, fuck.
Yeah. I know. You're like, this guy's gay. I wake up and go to the gym. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, dude, like people look at me like, oh, you're fit. You must get up and just be like, let's up and at 'em. It's like, I do wake up at 5:30, but not happily.
You're like, no, it's horrible and against my will.
Oh, God, I'm like, I want to become obese now. I've had enough of this shit.
What? Okay, so like,
Yeah.
Guys will like quit smoking cigs, and then they'll like my dad quit smoking cigs.
Nice.
And we've had a running joke forever saying like, all right, like when you're 85, I'll buy you a carton of cigs.
Yeah.
And then you can start again, something like that. So what is when it comes to bodybuilding, what's the age where you're like McDonald's every day now?
I said I'm 41. No.
Today.
Yeah. It's funny though, as you get older, like if you like 5 years ago, I wouldn't have thought about having like a cheeseburger, or I was like very, and now I'm like, I incorporate a cheeseburger here and there, and my body doesn't change whatsoever. And I'm like, all right, it's safe. I think it's like a control thing, because when you're in like a regimen, you're just like, even if it doesn't make a difference like scientifically, you're just like, I don't need that shit. Same thing with the coffee. Like you're just like, it's a habit.
Right.
But it's slowly happening, but not to, I think to answer your question, I think if I have kids and I'm like, all right, it's their birthday, I got an ice cream cake.
Yeah.
They're not eating it, I'm eating half the cake.
Yeah, right? Shut the fuck up.
Right. Exactly. I feel like at a certain age, if I'm just getting ugly anyway, you might as well get fat and ugly. Like,
might as well enjoy your time here.
Like there are people who are like ripped, but their face is falling off, and I'm just like, I don't like, just let everything go. Let's just let it rip.
Just let everything go.
I think there's a lot of pleasure that you can take in just realizing like, all right, beauty's for the young sometimes. And I think if you like these people who get like tons of plastic surgeries, it just to try to stay youthful, it's like, it's expensive, and it's sad. It's like, no one's going to love you less as an older person because you look older. Like, just be happy, eat your food. Like,
and dude, you know what's funny? There is certainly something to be said. I'm curious if this happens to you too.
Yeah.
Because we hang out with comedians, and comedians are all ages, right?
Yeah, right.
Like you go to a show. I have friends that are like 19 and friends that are like 60. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I always felt like there's, oh shit, I just lost my train of thought.
No, it's all right.
I forget now.
No, I love how I wasn't following any of that. I have to pretend like I was.
Say what you were just saying again.
No, what did I was saying something along the lines. Oh, so as you get older, like you just get uglier. And
oh yes, now I remember.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna say we hang out with all these comedians. Shouldn't hit the pen before this. We hang out with all these comedians, and it's funny because some people. A lot of people in comedy are immature.
Okay.
Some people in comedy are older than they like, or act older or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Sure, yeah.
It's funny because there are some comedians who embrace their age and they have jokes about their age, or they just don't have any jokes and they just have jokes about whatever.
Right.
And then there's some comedians who like harp on it. Like they're like, oh man, I just turned 40. I just turned 50. I just turned 30. I just turned whatever.
Right.
And I always thought it was interesting how the comedians that two comedians could be the same age, but if one of them is going out of their way to act younger or like hip, like hello, fellow kids.
Yeah.
They appear older to
100%.
me than the guy who's just like, what's up, dude? I'm a guy.
Right.
And I'm not saying anything about, I'm just like, hey, what's up? I'm Joe. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? And it's interesting how it's like, you're right. People really don't care. Like, and granted, I'm saying this as someone who's not 50 or 60. I'm sure when I'm that age, I'll say,
it's authenticity. I think
it's like, authenticity. I don't care how old you are, how tall you are, how short. I don't give a shit.
But like, if you're like 70 and you're pretending to be a 30-year-old, it's like, fuck you.
It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like,
yeah. And I'm saying that will be me actually.
No, that will be. Like, listen, I'm wearing an Urban Outfitters shirt. I'm 31. I mean, we're not off to a good start.
But you can clip this and remind me when I'm 70 how ridiculous I am.
Yes.
But the way it should be if I was mentally healthy, which I'm not.
No,
the way
we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't.
Right.
Badass Jews.
Right.
It's this was commissioned. This sign.
But what it should be is that you get to 70, and like you're just like, oh, and like everything's like this tits and like belly and like
tits. Yeah.
But you're not supposed to be at 70. Take your like flex in front of a mirror.
Right.
I just think like that's where all this emptiness comes from, because you're like. No, you can be fond about like, okay, I used to look like this, but that's great or whatever. But like, no, you age, like you should be in a different place. Like you're.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Right.
Like, and I think that also happens. Like once I turned, it was so funny because I turned 30 last year. And
get the fuck out of here.
Was what? Yeah.
I thought you were much closer to my age.
And then
I turned 22.
and then I didn't really care. Yeah, I didn't really. And then I didn't really care. But then then I turned 31. I was 31 for like a couple months, and I was like, I'm starting to like, you know what I realized about myself? I'm starting to stop doing like, well, I'll do this, and this in a night. Like, but not because I don't want to. I'm just like, I'm finally like, oh, I think I'm realistically understanding time now. Finally.
Right.
Or like, I'm understanding like, hey man, if you do this, then these two things are going to suck.
Right.
And it's just a fact of life, and you need to accept that. And that's part of actually being a better person. You know, like you do all these things in an effort to be like, I'm productive, I'm this, I'm that. Right. And then you start to be like, hold on.
Right.
I'm stupid.
Well, if I can get back all the time, like from dating, like just like stupid shit from my 20s and even like early 30s,
right? Where
I'm like, now maybe I learned from those experiences, probably learned from those experiences, but like, just like I'm in a relationship now, and it's like just being in a healthy relationship where you're like,
you're like, what the fuck?
Like, oh wow, I wasted so much time like pretending to be somebody else for like 4 weeks, you know?
Yeah, literally.
And it's like, I don't know. There's just something about like all that time wasted on just figuring that shit out. You know, I guess you can't go back, but it's, you do realize like time, as you get older, you realize like time is not, there is an end. So like repeating the same stuff, you get a couple of do-overs, but only a few. And then you got to figure it, like you got to course correct.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. It's like, as you get older, you realize life is kind of like not that, like, you know, people always say like, as you get older, you realize, you know, it's like life actually is kind of fair, you know, or like people end up where they are supposed to, or things like that, you know? And it's like, like people just end up where they end up. And it's like, it doesn't, life actually is not that emotional. Like I always think about when I was a kid and my dad, something would happen and my dad would be like, I don't have time for this. And you're like, oh, I get that now. Like, it's not like, I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to be like, hey man, I just like straight up don't have time to do this. Or to deal with this or this person or this attitude or whatever's happening.
You get so much better at saying no as you get older. Cause like I get invited to things and I used to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just like, no, I'm not going. It's like I'm sorry.
And they're also like, okay,
right. It's not a big deal. It's just like I don't have that much time, and when the time I do have, I need to take a breath sometimes and just not be around anyone. So like, fuck that.
You need to schedule time to not do anything.
I have a billion family members. If I went to all their weddings and bar mitzvahs, I would never do anything else. So like, Noah's got to be in the vernacular. Like I have to be able to be like, just not going to that. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. You can't do that.
In terms of so it's a lot of yesterday. I don't know if you saw, but the Avengers Doomsday trailer dropped.
Oh.
Are you a big comic book movie guy?
I love comic books.
Okay.
I love Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Okay.
I have had it up to here with Avengers.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But continue.
No, but I felt the same way. I thought the movies were starting to get a little shitty.
Yeah, they were just starting to get a little cheap, and I was just like, hey guys, if you don't care, we won't care either. Like
there was like a 5-year span, maybe it was like a 6-year span where they're just like, let's get the ladies, and here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like the ladies were going to the male oriented comic movies anyway, and now you're just alienating your primary audience, which is 40-year-old adult men who still have figurines in their apartment.
Wear jerseys. Yeah.
So now you're alienating us. So like, who is your audience?
It's like what happened to Star Wars.
100%. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's not like people aren't being sexist. It's just like the same way, like if you made a Barbie movie, but it was just Ken. Now you're not going to get your female audience. I mean, maybe you will, but you're not going to get as many, and you're certainly going to get a male audience.
Yeah, I'm not going to go see Ken.
So what did you accomplish? Nothing.
Yeah.
So you just like. So I think they're slowly like course correcting now, and they're getting like back to like the main crew of like who we care about, which is like Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. And it's like, at least those are like the people where you're like, okay, I can invest some, you know.
Big three.
Yeah, they're cool.
Is that what they're doing? So they're kind of course correcting a little. They're doing what Call of Duty's doing too.
Yeah, and I feel like, well, yeah, I feel
back to basics.
Well, that's a lot of movies are doing that. A lot of movies are like, just kidding. Like, men are awesome. Because I just think people had it.
Just kidding.
But what's funny is people went ape shit over like the Odyssey. And I think it's because over the past 5 years, everything's been called woke. That word's been like thrown around. And now I'm getting like, not woke fatigue, but people calling things woke fatigue, because people were prejudging the Odyssey a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but From what I hear, it's fantastic.
I've heard it's great.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, like, doesn't Chris Nolan deserve the benefit of he's made like some of the best fucking movies.
This is also now his highest grossing movie ever.
Right. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, he doesn't come off as like, he doesn't have like green hair. It's not like, he doesn't come off as like one of these like people who's trying to make a statement.
Right.
I think everyone he cast in that movie is people he wanted to. I think it was honestly as simple as, hey, I want to work with Lupita Nyong'o. I want to work with his name. Of course, I'm going to butcher the name.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah. No, but everyone he had in there, he wanted to work with. And
he has a track record that's proven that he cares about the craft and it's about the film.
Yeah, what's Ellen Page's name now?
Oh.
Alex?
Ellen Page's now. Elliot,
yeah. So, and people are making a big deal about it, like, oh, he did that to be woke. It's like, no, but he worked with him before, like in Inception. So he's probably like, yeah, I'll probably give a role to someone I work well with.
Right.
That's really what it is. And people are going to go ape shit on me with this, and they're going to call me this and that. You don't know who you're fucking with. I am the furthest thing from a woke princess fairy. Yeah. I just feel like that's what and I think people just saw the trailer and it just spiraled out of control, and they're like, oh, he's lost his touch. I'm like, see the fucking movie first. And people haven't.
It's also like, dude, these people don't owe you anything. Like I was like everyone else where like I'm like you, where like, I don't care. Like I was pissed at Disney, not because like they made Ariel black or whatever, Mexican.
Right.
But I was mad that I'm just like, you're insulting us by just rehashing this shit. Make a new movie or make a new, like, why are you just like, or I'm like, isn't that pandering? Like, make a new storyline and a universe for a character that's a race that's, you know what I mean? Well, but what I'm getting at now is that, again, now, that was like years ago.
Right.
And now I'm like,
I think they're already course correcting. It's funny because people now are bitching harder now that they're course correcting. And I think like, it's like, no, idiots, like you're late. Like they've already done the woke thing and it was annoying. And now they're desperately trying to dig themselves out of the hole.
Right.
Which I think like, look, I like filmmaking. I love cinema. Give them some like leeway to like, if you can make, like, look at Obsession, the movie, like the guy made a movie for like $700,000. He made like $500 million. It was a great film. It was an original idea.
Yeah.
Like wasn't quote unquote woke at all, whatever. And it's amazing. But I feel like people are really responding to that and Hollywood gets it. Like, I don't think, listen, the bottom line is Hollywood is not right or left. They're green. They're just whatever makes money.
That's that's exactly, and that's what I meant with the Disney thing, where I was like, I've now gotten older and I'm like, they don't owe, like, we grew up with a brand like Disney and they made movies when we were kids. So we were like, they're our child. They're a company.
Right.
Like they don't care. Right. Like I remember like seeing people like, I never got like I'm saying like people would like, remember when people would tweet and they'd be like, you know, like, oh, Disney doesn't care about my child. No, they don't.
Right.
And they should, that'd be weird if they did.
And
they're a company.
Right.
Like, it's like that. There's no, people are allowed to just make stuff and it doesn't like, it's like what we said earlier. No one's in a room going like, and then we're going to make it this and then it's going to piss everybody off. No one cares.
The only reason they were going like, quote unquote woke is because they thought that's where the zeitgeist of the moment was.
Yeah, they were just trying to make cash, bro.
And they were trying to capitalize on it.
Shareholder value must increase every year. Do you guys realize that? Every year it has to increase.
Listen, Listen, if being a Nazi became popular, which it probably was.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. You're going to see a lot of Nazi movies because Hollywood loves that. The Jews will side with the. Oh, sorry.
And listen. Let's be real. Hugo Boss does make good clothing. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that a nice hem isn't a nice hem.
They made some pretty good cars, and the uniforms are fantastic. I don't like the fact that they didn't like Jews. I mean,
no. But here's the thing, man. The only good thing. Now, hear me out.
Yeah.
Is a different world now, okay?
Okay.
Namely inflation, okay? Yeah. And if the Nazis want the swag and the APR, I played baseball appearance rating, if they want the APR that they had back in the day, they're going to need some heavy financing. Where are they going to get that heavy financing from? No, I think the Nazis and the Jews should team up.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, you know, the Nazis and Jews have a lot in common. Like, they complain a lot.
They complain a lot. They point the finger.
No, but yeah, it's. I feel like at least those Nazis looked scary. Like the Nazis I see online, I'm like, a midget homosexual? Like, what are we doing here?
Well, here's the thing. Everyone's obese now, so there's never going to be an uprising of any kind at all ever. I mean,
that's why they never use their photos like on these like it's like always like
it's always the frog.
Oh, we get like so many like Jew hate like hey you dumb Jew, and it's always like blank 599 like no follower. I'm like. Just show your just show me your fat face. I want to see it.
I'll be honest, that was me. That's my account.
No, it's either like some like Pakistani bot or it really is just some guy in his basement who just can't get out of his chair. Either way, it's hilarious. But
it is crazy, man. It is weird how you realize like how many like as I get older, social media just makes me like sadder, like not depressed like about myself necessarily. I'm saying like
people.
Yeah, like you go on like okay, do you ever go on Instagram and like read it like comments on something and then like go to someone random's profile and then you start to scroll and you're like fuck, man, this is just like a guy like who's just trying to figure it out. Like, hey, like this is crazy. Like
just see him with a picture of like his wife and kid. And
and you're just like, fuck, man, everybody's just trying to fucking figure it out.
His one moment was that day where he can call me a Jew.
Yeah.
It's like I did it. I made it.
Right. And you're almost just like, dude, life is like sad as fuck.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't get
or like you're like everyone's just confused and searching and like, you know, people like us, I think everyone's confused and searching. The only difference is that people like us find a better way to channel it. Like we podcast or do comedy. Yeah. You know, some people get angry about it. Right. You know what I mean? We're like more curious about it.
For sure.
And that's just luck of the draw kind of, unfortunately.
You know, I saw a great documentary about like, you know, the uprising of the Nazi party and I forgot what it was. I think it was called like the Third Reich, The Rise. And it was great because it really did a lot.
Great title. Wow.
But it did a lot to like paint the picture of what regular Germans were going through as this rise was happening. And because it was in the shadow of World War I and everything was like decimated in Germany, people were just like they were so deflated and they were looking for some answer they were looking for someone to give them an answer. And some would find gurus, some would find, and then you have you have one person who takes the ball and runs with it because he has the answers. This is the problem. What you're feeling is because of this. And I could see it. Like, you know, it's especially back then where you didn't have a lot of different news sources and a lot to go by. It's like, yeah, I feel like things like that. I think we're living in a similar time where it's like people just feel deflated. They feel like they can't get ahead. They can't. So you know, when I say about conspiracy theories, all these things, none of these are bad, like in a vacuum. I just think if they're like in place of giving yourself hope, it's like, yeah, it's terrible. Like I would never put my hope in another man. Like, oh, trust in me and your problems will vote for me and your fuck you.
Are you crazy? No. Like,
and as much as like, if you don't believe that you can solve your own problems, that what good is anything? And even if it's not going to be true every time, you got to believe it. Cause like, I certainly ain't gonna believe that this motherfucker is gonna care about me more than I care about me.
Yeah, right.
So like that, and that's really what I think it comes down to. That's where all these like words, anti-Semitism, all these things spring from. My life sucks. Why?
But it can't be my fault.
It can't be my fault.
It can't be my fault.
It's got to be some outside fact, someone pulling the strings. It can't just be like luck of the draw or maybe there are factors, but instead of being 1%, it's 100%. It's
right. And no, listen, nothing is, of course, things are situational. Like people who lose their home in a hurricane, like that's not your fault. I'm not like, come on, pussy.
Right. Well, we control the weather. So
right. It's our fault. Yeah. But yeah, no, there.
Wouldn't it be like sunny every day if we control the Jews love heat? We go to Florida.
I know. They're like Jews control the weather. Now it's humid and a subtropical climate in New York City. We don't control the weather.
So wait, we control the weather and complain about it simultaneously? Like that makes no sense.
Now here's the problem though. Jews are really good at media, so that would be a good PR move.
Shh. All right, cut that out. Okay.
Yeah, dude. No, people, I don't know. That's probably one of the good things about doing stand-up comedy is that you build a skill that forces you to be objective. Yeah. Like the more I've done stand-up, the way better I've gotten at just being like, I didn't prepare, and that's why that set wasn't good.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't. Yeah,
you just remind me of what a shitty interviewer I am because Aaron's not here. It's like, yeah, we missed the entire backstory of how like you got into comedy and all that stuff. But actually, I think that's kind of boring. But
we'll come back. I want to have you and Aaron both come on mine too, and you should come on too
for sure.
But yeah,
but no, I mean, we met each other like what was it like 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago?
Yeah, we met each other 2019 or was it after the pandemic?
No, it was after the pandemic.
No, so it was probably 2021 or maybe end of 2020.
Because I remember there was a lot of jokes about wearing masks, so it was a lot of like, oh, these masks don't do anything. There's a lot of that stuff. So I was doing open mics and doing
Where
a little.
Did we meet? Like Producers Club or something? Probably a random spot.
Yeah, some random spot. But then also the Comic Strip Live, which
Comic Strip,
a lot of Comic Strip Live, and man, it was interesting times because it was like you know how the deal was with open mics. You're just there and it's a lot of like, whew, it's like I hope I don't sound like that.
Yeah.
And listen, like bombing in front of other comics is 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Because when you see these motherfuckers, I wouldn't even call them comics. Like you're going on people who are
these subhuman.
Right. No, but they're like people who are trying this out. And then you're like, oh, I'm worse than that.
Yeah,
like when you bomb, you're like, oh, I'm on the same level as, but when you kill, like when you make a group full of like
when you kill
in front of a group of selfish, like egotistical comics who are looking down on their phones to see what
and then you see someone look up, you're like, buddy, I got him.
And that's why I would argue that doing open mics and making people laugh is harder than doing a show. Because audiences are a lot more forgiving on like hack stuff than like, you know.
Also, audiences paid money to be there with drinks and they set up their whole night. So they're like, if you're being awkward, they're like, no, he's not awkward. That's funny. That's funny. Right. No, dude, it's true. You know what? There's nothing worse than when you like I remember when I first started out and going to open mics and I was worse than people who had good jobs.
Yeah.
And that really sucks because you're like, hold on, you can't be a lawyer and be funnier than me.
Yeah.
That's not okay. You know what I mean? Like someone go up there and I'm like, that guy's funnier than me. And he's like, I'm a surgeon. You're like, what the fuck?
Right. But I give you credit because I mean, you're hysterical and you stayed with it. And
Thanks,
I kind of abandoned ship just because I was like, I just don't want to do this. Like you just know when, like my skill set I always felt was being in front of a camera, doing something more media, like being on a stage for me just didn't give me the thrill.
Right.
It was, for me, it was like...
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And it has to because, anything creative is a labor of love.
Yeah.
If you don't fucking love... Because especially something like stand-up, you're like, it's a lot of effort and it usually, like, let's be real, 7 out of 10 times it sucks.
That's
you know
what
I
it is,
mean?
right.
Like, so it's like, you really got to like it.
You have to be crazy enough to want to go back even when you're not at your best.
Yeah.
And that's like something where I just wasn't... I'm too self-critical where... For me, it's like, I love writing. So for me, like, I love the creative process of writing and creating in that way. But like when you're on stage, there's a lot of factors you can't control, which for some people, like I'm sure you love that. Like that's the fun of it. You can like.
I love chaos.
Yeah,
I love chaos.
To me, like my day job is I'm a trainer and I train a couple of high profile people. I can't say who it is, but this one person I train, they have 3 phones out, 3 different business meetings going on. They have, and I'm like, can you turn this shit? Because like I have ADHD, like.
Yeah,
I don't thrive in chaos. I'm like, I just put this shit away. I want to work. I want to train you.
Right.
Same thing on stage. It's like, wait, you're interrupting my. Like, oh, is that like?
Now you're like, hold on, I gotta.
Like, wait, now you're a part of this. But I wrote this. This is mine. Like, why do I got to incorporate your?
This is mine.
And that's the thing is like, even as an audience member, I hate hecklers. Even when the comic is making it funnier, because I'm like, fuck this person. I didn't pay to see them. They're not funny.
And it's like, especially something with comedy, it's like, no, dude, you're paying because this person has spent years writing and refining an act.
Right.
This is a performance and the whole thing is calculated and like.
I paid to see Louis C.K., not this fucking schmuck from Jersey.
Yeah, not
who's
this
just
guy.
like had one too many drinks.
What murder? That fucking guy.
Right. He was the best guy around.
When was the last time you got up?
When's the last time I saw you?
Yeah.
Actually, a couple of years ago.
Nice.
I was a couple of years ago, and I thought maybe I'm going to try this again and do it. I actually had that feeling recently, not because I had any like delusions of like, oh, I'm going to go into comedy now. I just wanted to see if I still had that muscle.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a wonderful broadcaster. Like you've been great at like directing this and stuff. It's been like very easy flow. Like
I love this jerk session.
Man.
This is great. No, but I appreciate it. But that's like, same way, in the fitness world, I try different things and it's like use it or lose it kind of thing. So And sometimes one thing informs another. So like right now I'm like writing a screenplay. It's like, yeah, maybe if I get back on stage, it'll inform something else.
Totally.
And as much as I hate the chaos, there is something about the brutal honesty of it where it's like, people read your script, they're like, oh, yeah, it's good. Yeah. But like you're on stage, you're like, you fucking suck.
Yeah, they're gonna laugh or they're not.
Right. You're like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Or
it's not.
It's way too quiet.
You're like, or even worse, if it's funny and it's not landing, then it's just like, you're being weird.
I have a funny story actually. I was only a couple of years into comedy and I did a show way too early. Oh, no. And it was a lot bigger than I thought it was. And I was like, do you know Stavros? You know Stavros?
Yeah.
And he wasn't as big as he was right now.
Yeah.
But he was pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
And he goes on after me. And before he goes on, I just get on stage and I tried every.
You tried to be a hero.
I'm like, am I doing my bit in English? Like, I was getting stared down, and I went into this, and then I went into some new bit that I just wrote right before, which is always horrible.
Don't ever.
Right.
Which, by the way, I do it to everyone does that. Why?
Right. You're like, oh, this
worst.
Right. The stuff I wrote for a year is failing. Let me go to this shit that I just.
Let's do the stuff I did on the bus with one headphone in.
And I just shat the bed so bad. I go back into the back room with a bunch of comedians who wouldn't even look me in the eye. That's how bad. When you do so bad, the other comedians don't want to even be on the same like you're not one of them.
Because see here, and by the way, here are the tiers. If anyone is not a comic who's watching it, it goes. You do well.
Yeah.
You do if you kill, people are like, dude.
Yeah. Right.
And if you do good, like if it was fair, people will be like, good shit, man. If it was rough, but it was passable, like if you bombed graciously, then they'll be like, dude, that was. But when a comic won't even joke with you about your bomb, like when you walk in, they're like,
their look is like kill yourself.
Yeah, they're like, that was genuinely bad.
And then I've had the opposite where like I'll do so well that they're like, oh, you've been doing this a lot, like you performing here or there, and I'm like, I got this. Yeah, and you can go from that in one day to the next day. They don't want to make eye contact.
What do you mean next hour? I've done one set and been like, where's my Netflix special? And then they're like, I'll see y'all at the 9:30. And then it's like,
right. So Stavros goes on after me and he tears me an asshole. Like tears me.
Just destroys.
He didn't know.
And it's crushing.
Yeah, he knew a friend of mine at the time. I won't say who it is, but he was friendly with, but he didn't know me. And whew. I mean, if it was a bodybuilding competition, I would have won. But if we're flexing, I win that.
He is building his body, though, too. To be fair,
is he?
It's being built.
Yes, a different direction. Yeah. What's funny is he does these like workout videos and stuff, and I'm like, he's definitely kidding because he's
like Bert Kreischer, where I'm like the both of them. I'm like, but they are like weirdly although like Bert, I could see as being weirdly like I had a friend that I grew up. Well, I mean, he's still my friend, but like I had like a childhood friend, Anthony, who was like Bert, like just like a body, but weirdly athletic, could like jump and like was like Chris Farley, like, you know what I mean? Like, and just could like had hands, like could catch anything.
Some fat people are like bizarrely cardiovascular, like their cardiovascular endurance is like shocking.
Well, and you know what's funny? Yeah. He played baseball. He was a pitcher. Cause I always thought of pitchers, like people with my build are the best pitchers, right? Cause like you got to be like kind of lanky and if you can strengthen that, but I realized he was a good pitcher because it's like his weight allowed him to like the way that he would, and then he'd go at bat and he was like Babe Ruth and he just hit fucking bombs and he just like walked the bases. I was like, you're a tank. Like
that's great. I mean, even looking at
fat athletic people are awesome.
Yeah, like Babe Ruth. I mean, you look at this guy and it's like no steroids, like just hamburgers and just whatever the fuck he was eating.
What is your take on that? Like, do people in the bodybuilding community respect someone like Babe Ruth, or is it like, fuck that guy? Or is it just like, is he like a science? Like, are they in awe?
No, I think genetics are a huge thing. So like, I would put that into the genetics category because like you look at something like that where, yes, I think we do respect that because nobody will deny that in bodybuilding, you can put whatever drug you want in your body. The person with the best genetics is still going to win.
Interesting.
Someone once said, I forgot who said, maybe Arnold said it. No, I don't think he said it. But a bodybuilder once said if you took steroids out of bodybuilding, the same person would still win, but they'd be 100 pounds lighter. And that's really what it is. It's like working out, you can train hard and you'll look amazing. You'll look great. Like you walk down like the aisle in CVS and people are gonna be like, holy shit, we work out.
Yeah.
But to get from number 5 to number 1, that difference is, I just gotta say, it's gonna come down to the insertions and your genetics. And I think that's the thing. And bodybuilding's all about the freak show. So obviously they're going to pump up their body to the extreme.
Because why the fuck not?
Right. It's not a functional sport, but baseball, you really didn't need the steroids in there. I think
it's more strategy.
Right. Because yes, you could hit the ball further, fine, but you didn't have to. Like like you said, strategy.
But I guess to your point, if Babe Ruth had worked out, he would have been like a fucking animal, probably.
Beast, yeah.
I mean, he would have been a beast.
And again, it's a different sport, so I I've been seeing him with his shirt off,
right?
But like he was definitely. You can look like my grandfather was a big guy.
Right.
People are like, was he like you? I'm like, no, but he
may have not had like a six pack, but you could tell he was a tank.
Barrel-chested, big arms, had a belly. He's a Marine, so but that's how they were built back then. Like they can probably slug you in the face.
Oh yeah, my uncle was a Marine too.
Yeah, there you go.
Same, it's
like
animals.
They did push-ups, pull-ups, and they just fought in bars. Like that was their workout.
But they could also run like 10 miles, and you're like, what the fuck are you? Like,
right. It was everything back then was cardio. Like there was no especially if you go further back, like everything you did was just getting your heart rate up. Like now,
because everything had to be done.
Right. Now we just sit down and we order Grubhub and we complain about how our life being so hard.
My buddy is a airborne medic in the Army.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I remember when he first joined years ago, I was like, oh, like, are you jacked now? And he was like, no, dude, I'm losing weight. He's like, they're like leaning us all out. Like he's like, we're just running all day and doing like body weight stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that is probably the optimal form.
Right. You don't want someone my size. like it's scary, but then it's like run away from a bomb. I'm like, I'm done.
I'm done.
All right. So I have one last question for you. Generally, I ask the last question. I have to think about it for a hot second.
Yeah. And we'll pretend. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Yes. Aaron. Right. Aaron.
Yeah, I agree, man. Totally. Yeah. Okay, now on to you.
So, yes. Aaron, last question. Okay. So.
It's very nice of you.
What is. I got to think about this. This is where I stutter because the one last question is hard.
Yeah. It's a lot riding on this.
I always ask the same question, too. It usually revolves around me asking about if you believe in God and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right. I'll say this. What would it take for you to become an Orthodox Jew? Besides long sideburns and a hat.
A check in the mail.
The check in the mail?
Yeah. That's pretty much all I need. Really? I need to pay rent.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you mean? Like a lifestyle change or like a...
No, I'd be like, like, could you see yourself having like this, like, not come to Jesus, but like come to God moment where you're just like, holy fuck, like, yes, Hasidic Judaism.
Yes, but what would have to happen is I would want a bald wife without a wig. That's what I want.
Okay. Well, Jim Norton will... all right, man. Well, that's a great answer. Dude, this was awesome.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me. This was sick.
Listen, it's my first show without Aaron, and you made it real easy. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
Plug whatever you like. Where can people find you?
Sure. My Instagram is Phyui, Phyui. Okay, I don't know why it's not Alex Lebouti comedy. I don't know. My YouTube is Alex Lebouti. www.alexlebouti.com. Buy tickets. When does this air?
We're gonna Friday. Yeah.
Friday?
Oh yeah.
Okay, buy tickets. I'm in Raleigh tomorrow on Saturday the 25th, and I'm in Chicago on Friday the 31st.
Amazing, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks, dude.
All right.
Thanks for having me. See ya.
Cool.
From iron wombs are